Good morning, Grace Sarber. I'm glad you're joining me today. We are making I Spy boards. Look at that. I am very excited about this. We're going to pull out the supplies that we put in your activity box that was delivered last week. Also, on a side note, just keep in mind this week you will not get deliveries because in your box you had two activities, one for last week and one for this week. Now, I'll tell you the week of October 5th, which is next week, you will not receive an activity box or an activity. Guess why? Because we are getting things ready here in this center because on October 12th, we're reopening our center and I'm very excited. So we will be spending that time next week making some final preparations to welcome you in our doors, and we will be so excited to see you face to face. I'll miss doing the activity online with you next week, but I will enjoy doing some with you in our center. In addition to being reopened on October 12th, we'll be open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays temporarily, but we will continue to do our online activity boxes together. So even if you are not able to attend yet, or you are attending and still want to continue to receive these boxes, you'll have that opportunity to tune in on the YouTube channel or on Facebook page and join us and make some wonderful things together during the remainder of this year. So let's go ahead and pull out our supplies that we had in our activity box. This is going to be fun. Now, a little heads up, a little disclaimer, and I say this at every video. If you can't see my fingers now, it's gonna get messy. Very excited. Put on some messy clothes. Notice I have a colorful mat to help me make a mess, but to also see all the wonderful objects that I need to see on my mat that we are working with. Pull out that baggie, and it has lots of stuff. It has your sign, your little palette that you're going to be painting. So pull that and put it to the side. And then inside of your bag, you have lots of little objects. And this activity is good for many people on different levels. So you could pull these little pieces out and maybe have a little fun trivia discussion and talking about what each object is. Like we have a paper clip right here, a little piece of a straw, and we have little buttons, we have stars. There's lots of little puzzle pieces. There are lots of fun objects that we have in your bag. Now, it could be that you may even want to go to the next level with this activity and make a scavenger hunt. It's so beautiful outside with this fall weather. Maybe you would like to go outside together in your backyard or take a walk, a little nature walk, and collect some items that you would like to put on your I Spy board instead of the ones that we provided. Think outside the box. Use this as an opportunity to be creative and have a wonderful time together. Get a good walk in for some exercise. Enjoy the fresh air together. But also you're doing something together. And that's always a wonderful thing when you can find some things to enjoy with one another. So pull out all of your pieces and you're going to need a few supplies. You should have some paint. Laura, I hope you got your red and yellow paint that we dropped off for you. But pull out whatever colors that you would like to use today. I pulled out several just so I can show you this board. Notice that I painted my board kind of a darker color. So then all my little objects that we paint today will pop off the board. They'll be a little bit easier to see. There are quite a few items on my I Spy board, and that can be sometimes a little overwhelming to some, depending on, again, what level, what stage we're dealing with. But so you may want to use fewer items for someone that might think that could be overwhelming. So you use your discretion when making this activity and adapt it to your that suits best for you. You are going to need some water and your paintbrush today. Maybe more than one paintbrush. I actually pulled out two. I have one that's more of a wide tip so I could paint my board, and then a smaller one so I can paint all my little objects. I pulled out my bottle of glue. We'll want that to make sure we glue on all of our pieces to the board. And then I pulled out just several bright colors. Bright colors, again, are very important. And I got a wonderful yellow. We did some red and whites, some blues. You might have a little palette you can put your paint colors on, or a little paper plate, whatever that looks like. Go ahead and pull that out. And then, of course, you're going to want a napkin to dab that paintbrush when you rinse it off. Okay, let's get started. I picked a blue color, and I'm going to show it to you what it's going to look like. I went ahead and painted mine. I just kind of did it's not black. I mean, you could do black, but I did a darker blue so then my colors would pop when I put them on the sign. So you're going to paint this whatever color you choose. You might want to choose red. You can choose you know, a blue as well. Whatever color palette, maybe a green. Whatever color you choose, I know it's going to be wonderful, and I'm going to look forward to seeing your pictures that you post so I can see what colors you picked today. Once you paint your sign, you're going to let it dry, and then you're going to paint your objects that you have picked. Some of them you might not have to paint. For example, this little straw is already a bright green, so I'm going to leave it that color. And I'm just going to pull my board over. I'm going to take out my bottle of glue, and I'm just going to find any spot on this board. Put a little dab of glue on there. Dab will do you. And I'm going to stick my straw there. And that's where it's going to sit, and it's going to dry. I'm going to pick out another object. A few of them I have already painted. So what you can do is the ones that you do want to paint, say for example, this little wooden star right here. You might want to get some yellow paint or something bright, and maybe a white color, and go ahead and paint it and let it dry. Once that little star dries, you're going to put a little dab of glue on your board, and you're going to stick it right on top, okay? So a few of my items I have already painted. I have a little letter tile, a little Scrabble tile. And I painted that one yellow, and I didn't do a darker yellow because I wanted you to see the letter on there. So I'm going to find another spot on my board, put a little bit of glue, and stick my Scrabble piece there. I also have these little clothespins, little tiny ones. I painted them red. So I'm going to glue those in different spots on my board. I love I Spy boards. They're lots of fun. Whenever you look at an I Spy board or a page, you can do many things. You can do an I Spy based on what color something is. So, oh, I spy something red, and see what items that you can find on that board that are red, and then maybe talk about that item. There's so many different things you can do with that. You can also do an I Spy based on the shape. Say I see something square, and see if they can point out something that is square. So try to think out of the box on the different ways that you can use this I Spy board. Now, if this is something that is a little bit further along for your family, then just simply have the joy of creating the I Spy board. You're painting the pieces and you're gluing them on. That is a process, but it's also something to have fun with, and it's definitely something you can take your time and do over a few hours or some days, just whatever that looks like for you. Just enjoy it, and that's what the most important thing is when we do these activities, is what they get out of it as far as enjoyment. So let's continue. I have a white star that I painted. I'm going to put that on here. And I did some puzzle pieces that I painted blue. There we go. Oh, this is looking good. And I might even overlap a puzzle piece or two. There we go. A little extra glue there. And I even have a paper clip. I'm going to put this on here. I might have to put the glue on my paper clip and then lay it down. That might be a little tricky. There we go. And there's a few buttons that I've painted. They're not completely dry yet, but we're still going to try to put those on here. I painted them pink. They're different sizes. You could put numbers on here. You could put letters. You can just do the shapes. Maybe you can go for a nature walk. Find some beautiful fall leaves, some acorns. There's so many different things out there that you can find and enjoy with this activity. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I can't wait to hang this up and enjoy this. Look at this. Hopefully they don't slide off when I pick it up. Look at that. An I Spy board. I hope you enjoy doing this today, and I hope that this also helps you create more activities from this than just painting and gluing these on. But I look forward to seeing your pictures on what you have done with this project today. And I hope everybody stays safe and stay well. And I will see you on October 12th. Take care.